One transit shifts and panic begins. Sade Sati, Saturn over Moon, Rahu transit. But do transits really create events on their own? Or are we blaming the sky for something deeper? Let's separate fear from mechanism. Let's start with an honest observation. Whenever a major transit is coming, Saturn change, Rahu Ketu shift, Jupiter moving signs, suddenly astrology content becomes loud. Life will turn upside down, be careful, danger period, worst transit in 30 years. And people who were fine yesterday start feeling anxious today. So the first question we must ask is, are transits really that powerful? Or are we simply misunderstanding their role? This channel is for students who want clarity, not confusion. So if that's you, consider subscribing. Now let's understand that why people fear transits so much. Transits fear comes from one basic assumption, that planets create events. That when Saturn enters a sign, something bad must happen. That when Rahu moves, chaos must start. But this assumption itself is flawed. Because if transits alone created events, then everyone on earth would experience the same thing at the same time. But that doesn't happen. Same Saturn transit, someone gets married, someone changes job, someone falls sick, someone feels nothing at all. So clearly, transits are not independent event makers. Then what is a transit really? A transit is not a command. It is not a punishment. It is not a guarantee. A transit is a triggering environment. Think of it like weather. Rain does not create crops. Rain does not create floods. Rain only activates what is already there. If there are seeds, growth happens. If there is garbage, smell spreads. If there is a weak structure, damage occurs. Same rain, different outcomes. That is exactly how transits work. What actually triggers events? Events happen when three things align: natal chart potential, dasha support, transit activation. Remove any one of these and the event either doesn't happen or happens very mildly. So the first one which we have talked about is natal chart, the stored karma. Your birth chart is like a hard drive. It contains your tendencies, your strengths, your unresolved patterns, your pending karmic themes. If marriage is not indicated in the chart, no transit can magically create it. If severe health issues are not promised, no transit can randomly invent them. Transits do not insert new karma. They only activate what is already stored. Just this understanding removes half the fear. Now, second is dasha. The permission slip. Dasha is the main engine of events. Think of dasha as which chapter of life is currently open. If your dasha is about growth, even a difficult transit will teach, not destroy. If your dasha is about restructuring, even a mild transit can feel heavy. Many people blame Saturn transit when actually they are running Saturn or Rahu dasha. The transit gets blamed because it is visible. Now the third one itself, the transit. Transit is the doorbell, not the house. A transit is like someone ringing the bell. If nobody is inside, nothing happens. If something is already prepared inside, the bell simply announces it. Transit speeds things up, slow things down, and bring inner patterns to the surface. They trigger, they do not manufacture. And why the same transit feels different? Same Saturn transit, one person feels disciplined, another feels restricted, another feels focused, another feels exhausted. Why? Because Saturn plays different roles in different charts. Functional nature matters more than reputation. Saturn is not universally bad. Mars is not universally aggressive. Rahu is not universally harmful. Context decides behavior. Where fear actually comes from, most fear comes from blanket statements like Saturn in 8th is dangerous, Rahu over Moon destroys peace, Ketu transit causes losses. These are incomplete. Astrology is not about positions alone. It is about dignity, ownership, strength, support, and timing. When these are ignored, fear enters. There is also a psychological layer here. Transit fear itself creates stress, and that stress becomes the real problem. People overthink, stop taking decisions, delay action, lose confidence. Then when life slows down, they say, see, transit was bad. But actually, fear reduced their clarity. If you have noticed this pattern in real charts, write yes below. So what should you really watch? Instead of fearing transits, ask better questions. Which house is getting activated? Is the planet functional for my chart? Is my current dasha supportive? Is this a time for action, patience, or correction? Transits show how things unfold, not whether they will. One line truth about transits is transits decide timing and pressure, not destiny. Destiny is in the chart, direction is in the dasha. Transit just presses the switch. Now, how to use transits correctly? Let's understand that. Use transits to plan effort, adjust expectations, become conscious, avoid impulsive reactions, not to panic, not to surrender responsibility, not to outsource your life to fear. If transits alone decided life, self awareness would be useless. But awareness changes outcomes, effort changes results, understanding removes fear. Astrology should clarify life, not terrify it. And finally, remember this: no transit is bigger than your understanding of it. If you found value here, support the channel by liking and subscribing. And if you are ready to go deeper, the book Rasayan will guide you.